Hi, this is my generation interview. My name is Katavia Little, and I interview 5 different people from 5 different generations. So the first interview I did was from a person from Gen Z generation, and I did this one first just to keep it more current, so everyone will know what I'm talking about. So my interviewee's name was Courtney. She was born in 2001. Her favorite meal as a child was chicken, a starch, and a vegetable. The starch that she named was potatoes, and the vegetable was corn. She said that eating out was a regular thing because, fast food like McDonald's, Burger King is very accessible, so it's no need to cook when you can always order something. And a major event that I took note on that she named was COVID, and that was because it affected her graduation, her prom, and everything like that. So that was the first one. The second one I did was the baby boomers generation. My interviewee's name was Maurice, and this is my grandfather. He was born in 1956. His favorite meal as a child was pinto beans and baked chicken, and as an adult, he likes beef short ribs and spaghetti. When I asked him about going out, he said they didn't have a lot of money growing up, so they didn't really go out. And I took note of how much he said gas was. It was $69, not $69, 69 cents per gallon. And I took note of this because right now gas is around like almost $5 a gallon. So this was like very interesting to me. During the interview, my grandfather expressed to me how the nuclear family was very important during this time. And what I mean by that is having a mother, a father, and children. In this generation, there isn't a lot of father figures in people's lives. So this was very important back in the day because this was really the first time Black families could be under one household without, like other people. Or this was in the 1950s, so this was after the Great Depression and things like that. So this was very important for him to mention to me. Some other important events that he mentioned was MLK's death because of all of the rioting that he had witnessed and the social impact that happened after his assassination. And also, the point he wanted to make was John F. Kennedy's assassination took a toll on him because he was one of the first presidents who cared and looked out for poor people back in the 60s. The next interviewee would be from the Gen X generation. Their name is Tanika. She was born in 1978, and she wanted to make the point that healthcare is better now because of the technological advancement. This person is working now in the medical field and medical coding, so they know how a hospital runs, and the things that they had to do back then are so much different than what they do now. There's more money put into healthcare, so there's more people and there's more advancements and more effects because there's more money in healthcare. One of the major events was 9/11, and she said that she would never forget this event because this when she was pregnant with me, and after I was born, she was scared to go back to work because I was born in July and she went back to work around September. She took a little leave to be with me, but she was still scared to go back because she didn't know what to do without me. I just thought that was sweet. The next interview I did was from a person from a traditionalist generation. This is my great grandmother. Her name is Baby Ruth. I call her Babe Ruth. She was born in 1932. What was different about this generation would be that they grew everything that they ate. So whether they farm raised the chickens or anything, growing greens, growing cabbage, growing carrots, anything that they grew in the farm in the backyard is what they ate for dinner. She told me that she didn't get a lot of immunizations, mostly because they didn't exist. And also during that time period, people were really afraid to go to doctors, especially African Americans. So she didn't really get doctor's visits, and she didn't get immunizations. She didn't get regular checkups. She didn't go to the dentist and a lot of things like that. So this is a picture of her. And some important events that happened during her lifetime was moving from working in a plantation. She wasn't a slave, but she still worked on plantations and in the fields just to get money. But she was born into the Great Depression, which affected her life and her family as a whole. Her father wasn't really there, and she relied heavily on her mother for cooking and cleaning. And when she was old enough, she had to help out the household with cooking and cleaning and make sure all of her siblings, all 10 of her siblings, were well taken care of. And another major event that she wanted me to note was this is when automobiles were like getting really advanced with gas, so she really couldn't name a price of how much gas per gallon. So this is when the automobile industry was really taking off, and it was just having a lot of advancements. The next interviewee's name is William. He's a Gen Y generation. He was born in 1984. He had regular doctor's visits, regular checkups. He had all of his immunizations, which is like I saw in the Gen X and the Gen Y and my generation, Gen Z. I saw that a lot. We had a lot of regular checkups. A major event, which is also something that happened really recently, was the death of Kobe Bryant. He was a basketball player, if you didn't know, and this death was just very major to him because he looked up to him while he was younger. So his death really took a toll, especially the way that he died. What I noticed from doing all of these interviews is that the food that they liked while they were younger were usually the same foods that they liked when they got older. So I just thought that was very interesting. My mom, Tanika, she said that tacos was one of her favorite meals as a child, and she still loves tacos to this day. Like, she makes it a lot for us. And I also noticed that since the people that I interviewed were all family or mostly family, I really saw how my grandparents and my great-grandparents influenced my parents and their parents and influenced me and how they raised me and my siblings. I also wanted to make note of how the mothers are always at the forefront of the cooking, the cleaning, and anything in the household. So from every person who I interviewed said that the mother did most of all the work in the household, and I just thought that was really important to notice. But that's all. Those are the 5 people that I interviewed, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.